Smurfy greetings, YouTubers. It is I, Hellgear, and an LTE is back in Smurfs Village. You know the drill. Like, sub, and bell, and prepare to plant the peas! It's always the peas! Ah, the peas, man. It's always the peas. But at least it gets out of the way first. The peas. How many peas do I need to get down here? 5. Ugh. The peas. I do believe I didn't get my daily today. So let's get the daily. Some 3 racks of experience. That's wonderful. Alrighty then. Let's go over here and get the blueberries up and going. Matter of fact, no. Let me do the mini games now. Get the mini games out of the way. That way I can say, hi, pink balloons, you want to show up more? There we go. Got those last ones at the last second, and I love it. All right. It's an unfortunate mess. Why'd I put that right there? There's supposed to be a new update coming up real soon. You know, sell these. 750, sure. It was free anyway. Stardust. And more mini games. That's what I'm doing. There's a lot going on in the world right now. And I've been more focused on getting Father Hell's affairs in order. You know, and it's not easy. You know, I have to say this because doing stuff keeps me from just completely going to shit. Okay? It keeps me from completely going to shit. And honestly, I can't afford that right now. Like, there's just too much to have handled. I hate the fact that we have interim ads now. I really do. Like, I really do hate this. This new change to Smurfs Village sucks. And it doesn't just suck. It's like Mega Made. It's long since sucked. It's all Mega Made now. It has gone from suck to blow. It just blows now. You know, back to this thing with Father Hell. Okay. It's been 2 months since Mother Hell's death and he passes away. And I have to put all of my focus into making sure. Oh, this volume's too loud. Right? All of my focus is going into getting my parents in the ground. One more mini game. Okay. This is the summer of 2025. I'm not supposed to be going through all this hell with burying my parents. You know? I'm not supposed to be going through this. I'm supposed to be setting up things to get on the better foot for all of you. And the family is just really messed up right now. There hasn't really been a time to cry. And that's how bad it is. It's like I haven't been able to fully mourn my mother and my father dies. You know, it's a true no break situation. Did it say black currants? Yes, it did. Okay. And it's rough. Like, death is a very difficult thing. And I want everybody to just understand this for a moment. Okay? This is not something that folks can do easily. You know? Because death is expensive. Death is expensive. Let's go grab the rest of the Smurf berries while I'm here. Had to turn the volume down. And so many of you have been so supportive of me right now in these troubling moments. And I just don't know how to thank you enough. You know, I really don't. And the hardest part is there's still so much more stuff to do. You know, my brother and I are going to be going through a lot for these coming months. And we had a talk, right? Just trying to deal with things for Pops. And I said to him, look, if we can get through the winter, we're going to be all right. And he shook his head. Like he understands. You know, having my parents both like die in the summer, well, not die in the summer, like Father Hell died in the summer. Mom died at the end of the spring. But having Mother Hell die at the end of the spring and then Father Hell die in the summer, all I could think about is just how difficult this process would have been had Father Hell's death happened in the winter. You know, I'm almost there. Almost there. Hopefully, there'll be some more stardust that gets earned for this event. And actually, I'm going to get the stardust after I get this last Smurf berry. You know, just the family needs time to cry, and we haven't had it yet. You know, in the process of trying to cry over Mother Hell, Father Hell dies. And it's not a satisfying thing, you know. But it happened in the summer. And while it hasn't been super ass hot this summer here in the West, you know, normally I would take the summer months to just relax and then start trying to work on stacking some bread and making some content. Because, you know, the summer months are like big for YouTubers. You know, these are the months where you're supposed to stack up a lot of views because everybody's going to be home and watching TV and watching YouTube because there ain't nothing better to watch on TV for most folks. Right? They're not going to have it all that like that. But the saddest part is I didn't get that convenience. And I say convenience because death is not a luxury. You know, it's not a luxury. So to everybody who is like, well, hell, Gary, you need to take some time for yourself so you can cry. I can't cry right now. All right? I can't. I don't have the time for it. I got to get my dad buried in the ground. You know? And I'm glad that I was able to pay off his debt so he died without any financial burdens. But just because somebody's dead doesn't mean isn't supposed to move on. I still have to do my review of the Smurfs movie. You know that I'm supposed to review the Smurfs movie for you guys. And I haven't even had the time to do that. You know, trying to do stuff for me has been exhausting. You know, sleep is hard. I'm sleeping a bit better now because most of the stuff is taken care of, except for the few trivial things. But the financial side of this is disgusting. You know, it costs a lot for people when they die. It does. Like the service for the funeral home, including the casket. I'm just glad the casket is a part of the funeral service, man. But the wildest part, you know what? We're not doing rain. We're not doing rain. We're gonna have wind. Fuck this. Give me wind. The summer wind came blowing in from across the sea. Right? I'm missing out on content uploads because I'm either A, too worn out from dealing with things with dad, or B, there isn't much for me to really get up for you guys. You know, I haven't even put up more shorts for Snaker. You know, I was able to get a little bit of Smurfy news for you guys. I'm doing this LTE, which is about over the halfway mark. You know, LTEs have been an interesting trial for the Smurfs Village development team. Now, again, there's going to be a new update coming soon to the village. They've already announced it. It's on its way. But I got to figure out some more stuff. Like, especially as I just said, my Smurf shop got hit. The Pride designs. One of my Pride designs got hit in the Smurf shop. And you know, I have to deal with that. I showed that off, I think, in one of the other Smurf episodes, how there's like a couple of items in the shop. I gotta restock all that. I gotta get more designs up there for you guys to enjoy, maybe purchase for yourselves or your loved ones who might like this sort of thing. Right now I've got like holiday stuff. And when I say holiday stuff, I got like Christmas design. You know, it's only snowing in the southern hemisphere right now for Christmas in July. But I can't do the Christmas stuff now. I gotta wait till at least mid-October to give you guys a last chance at that. You know? All right, avocados are done. Brussels sprouts. But Brussels sprouts take 2 hours. So plant them with the peas. Lettuce. I'm glad they don't have us trying to plant like artichokes. But it would be nice to actually plant some grapes for a change. Like, I'd rather plant grapes over peas, you know, just to mix it up. And as much as I'm hurting right now, and I am hurting right now, not like painfully, you know, I'm going to do the best I can. But I think this summer is going to be more focused on me getting my parents' last accords in order before I can do this. But when I get the chance to, I'll post up some content. But right now, it's just really hectic. And I'm trying to calm down a lot of the family. And it's like, look, I get it. Believe me, I get it. I wasn't expecting to have to go through two burials within 2 months. And looking at paying the funeral home, just the funeral home, making sure that they get paid for both of my parents for their services, and that's going to be literally $13,000. Like, it was 6,500 for Mother Hell, and we're doing the same thing for Father Hell. So it is going to be another $6,500 just for the funeral home. And that funeral home is going to be fucking flies on shit happy knowing that they got $13,000 out of my family within 2 months' time. Now, to those of you who don't realize this, right? If you work a blue collar job, most salaries are about $25 to $30,000. Okay, so $26,000 is like average blue collar job salary, and 13,000 is half a year's salary. And to pay that much money or to the funeral home for both of your parents in the span of 2 months is fucking insane. Yeah, you try paying half a year's salary to death for the death of your parents in 2 months. That's nuts. But that's just the funeral home. You know, the cemeteries, oh geez, I'm not even gonna talk about that cost because man, like yesterday I just got the final pricing to get dad in the cemetery, and ooh, that's a lot of money. Like it is. It's a lot of money to get him there. But he wants to be buried by Grandma Hell, and he's going to be buried next to Grandma Hell. That spot has been there for 23 years. Nobody even touched it. Nobody even wanted it. So he's going to have his spot. You know, both my parents wanted to be buried by their mamas, you know. Well, Mother Hell wanted to be buried next to her sister, right next next to my sister is her mama. So it's literally Mother Hell, her mom, and then my aunt, which is my cousin's mom, who's like 2 weeks younger than I am. And there's still one more thing I have to do for Mother Hell, and that's get her headstone down. We haven't even gone through that. But as he told us, it's like, you don't need to get the headstone right away for them. You can come back later and do that. And it's like, man, it's wild. Like, death costs a lot of money. Just the funeral home getting half a year's salary. And then the cemeteries are going to get probably another damn near half a year's salary, right? It's literally paying one whole year's salary for the death of both of my parents to the funeral homes and to the cemeteries. So I'm literally paying a whole year's salary for the sake of the two parental deaths in my family, which is literally, like I said, being paid in 2 months, maybe 3 months. But to be able to pay a whole year's salary for death in such a short time is in fucking insane. So to all of my viewers out there, all right, to all of my viewers out there, when I tell you about stuff that goes on in the shop, please make purchases in the shop. Please make purchases in the shop. Because paying a whole year's salary within 2 months, 3 months is insane. You know, this shit is insane. And not everybody can do that. You know, a lot of us out there, money's real tight. And this is just something I have to go through. Me and my brother, we're going through this right now. It's not fun. It's wild. It's insane. Like I said, a whole year's worth of expenses for death being paid within 2 months. That is nuts. Anyway, I'm done with the death talk. I'm going to get up out of here. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.